Huda is actually a problem. I'm actually like a little bit afraid of her, and we need to talk about that today. This is Bits of Banter, where we talk about pop culture and reality TV. And today's reality TV, we're going to be talking about Love Island Season 7, Episode 4. If you like content like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And please press that notification bell at the top so you don't miss any bits of banter from me, because you definitely don't want to miss this bits of banter. Let's get into today's episode. Huda is a problem. Huda, shoulda, coulda, woulda is a problem. Okay, honestly, like she may be the Ike Turner. Like we were worried about Jeremiah, but now I'm worried. Like we were worried about Jeremiah, like more like, oh no, Huda. Now I'm worried about Jeremiah. Like, oh my god, like are you okay? Because you're with Huda. Okay, so where we left off from last episode is Huda finally tells Jeremiah that she's a mom, and he's like, oh my god, oh no, he's like at 24. Is that what we wanted to say? Is that what we wanted to say? Like, he was shocked. He was gagged. You know what I mean? And she's like, please look at me. And he's like, I can't. I can't. I won't. Type of thing. And then he pretty much, like, after that, like, he kind of calms down a little bit. And she's like, does this change anything? And he's like, this is kind of a bomb. And Jeremiah tells her, he's like, it's not a deal breaker. Like, I don't know. He still likes her, but like, he's not sure if this is going to change anything, but he'll let her know if it changes anything. And she's like, it's going to change something. He's like, I don't know. But like, but then he brings up, and this is the part I told you guys. I feel like Jeremiah is in it to win to win the big bag. He's like, okay, I have a girl here. I like her. I'll just stick with this one, So he ends up saying, by time we win this thing, and she was like, oh, what? Like, she's like, that's not what I'm even thinking about. He's like, yeah, me neither. Okay. You neither. Even though that's why you brought it up, because you've been thinking about it. He's like, but yeah, by the time he's like, but pretty much he ends up saying, like, by the time, like, the end of this whole experiment of Love Island, they would have built something together, and he doesn't think it's going to shake him as much. He's pretty much telling her, like, I don't know. I still like you. I don't know. But also, I think what the underneath that message is, I'm really just here to win a game. This makes it a lot more serious. Like, if I was just going to use you per se to win this game, it's going to be a lot more like I'm the villain if I dump you after. That makes things a little bit more serious. The fact that you have a daughter involved makes it a bit more serious. So they end the conversation, they like hug and they kiss, and the rest of us, the audience, is now clocked into what his strategy is, which I kind of already felt. You already heard it from me last episode. Okay? He asked him not to tell anybody else. Huda asked Jeremiah not to tell anybody else because she wants a chance to tell people like herself. And he was like, bet, good. Then Jeremiah does his like one-on-one, his little like confessional. And he's like, honestly, I've never dated anybody with a child. And I honestly thought that would be a deal breaker, but maybe it's not. It's a deal breaker. Spoiler alert, it's a deal breaker, Then we get to Bella and Nick. Bella, like, pretty much like this whole episode, Bella and Nick kind of like go back and forth. Bella pulls Nick for a chat. She tells him, she's like, oh, I mean, like, once I lost you, I was kind of more interested. And I was like, oh, girl, like, toxic, like, toxic. Know your worth. And then he was like, oh, that made him like her a little bit more, honestly. But then he also said, he's like, yeah, but the thing is, like, after seeing the fact that you've only slept with one person, because that's what they found out at the last game, that she had only slept with one person. She's only had one boyfriend, all this stuff. And he's like, oh, now that I know that, I just feel like, oh, there's a bar there that like, and you have a pretty high bar. And she's like, yeah, like pretty much she has high standards or something like that because she's only had one boyfriend. I mean, she's talking to you, so it's not that high, right? Yep, I said it. Who was going to? Me. Who was going to? Me. But honestly, we'll get back to them. They're a hot mess. Nick, I said I really wanted to like him. I'm sorry not to like him. That's sad. But I just want you to know, Nick, everyone knows that I had said it, that I wanted to like you. It was said out loud. Okay? Then literally Sierra's like watching them as they're talking, and then she goes and talks to Nick, and she's like, oh my God, like, this is just really hard for me because like when we're not together, I like miss you and I want to see you and I want to talk to you. It's been 24 hours. How have you even had time to miss him? It has been 24 hours. I do want to say something. I do feel like the people on this cast have some type of anxiously attached. They are getting attached so quickly. I don't think I've seen this level of attachment. I don't think I've seen this level of attachment in any of the other seasons. It's unhinged. Like Sierra, no. Okay, girlie, no. What ends up happening? You know how Huda told Jeremiah, please don't tell anyone. What does he do? He's going to bed. He immediately tells Belle-a. Immediately tells her, he's like, she's like child. And he's like, did you know that? And Belle-a was like, yeah, I knew that. And he's like, oh, okay. That was the only one that we knew on camera that he told. I don't know who else he like went and ran into, but pretty much now we know also Jeremiah can't keep a secret. Can't keep a secret. And then there was this really cute moment where Taylor was helping Alondra put on her bonnet, and it just was so intimate and sweet. And I was like, I think I like Taylor. He's so sweet. Oh my God. Okay, then another big moment that I was like, okay, let's move on. Austin and Shelly, which we already know, like, Shelly does not like him. She just was like, I mean, I'm not interested in Charlie. That's why I'm not gonna, when she had the choice to pick between Austin and Charlie, she's like, I'm not really interested in Charlie, so I'll stick into this relationship. So then Austin goes up to her and asks her, like, oh, like, do you like, how are you feeling right now? Like, is this feeling more like friendship for you? Or are you feeling like this could be romantic? And Shelly's like, this is a friendship. This is a friendship relationship. And we all knew that. Like, she was not interested in Austin at all. And then Austin, the Trumpian liar that he is, was like, oh, yeah, I also feel like this is a friendship. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Maybe you did. But you were definitely hoping that she didn't think that. Because he was like, oh. And then he does something being like, oh, like, I guess it's good to know. Yeah, it's good to know. It is good to know where people stand. And where she stands is uninterested. Uninterested in you, Austin, which I'm like, I knew she wouldn't be. I knew she wouldn't be it. And then I do feel a little bad for Charlie because, like, Charlie's, like, walking around being, like, just very sad and mopey. And pretty much being like, nobody likes me. Nobody wants to F me, And then he actually tries to pull Shelly for a chat. And he's like, oh, let's do some ping pong. Like, he's just, like, in his head. But then they call everybody to do a game. And it's called Fourth Base. Basically, I'm going to have to read this one. The game is getting to fourth base. The girls draft their very own dream team. They rank the top 4 boys who they want to go to first base, second base, third base, and fourth base. We all know what that means, okay? And Huda is being so annoying because she's so nervous about, like, people kissing Jeremiah. She's like, I know I'm going to have a problem with this. And I'm like, girlie, get therapy. Okay? It has been maybe a week. Maybe. Like, she is honestly the biggest problem of this whole episode. I need her to calm down. So we get to the game. Huda picks Taylor, Nick, Ace, and then Jeremiah. And pretty much, like, we don't actually really even need to. I'm gonna tell you guys all the ones that they pick. Alondra picks Nick, Charlie, Ace, and Taylor. This is in order. Ace for first base, Charlie for second base, Nick. Alondra picks Nick for first base, Charlie for second base, Ace for third base, and Taylor for fourth base. She got her man. And Alondra was sexy and hot in this. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. That girl, she looked good. She looked good. You know who else looked good? Shelly. She picked Charlie for first base, and Charlie stole a kiss during this one. Like, not many people actually stole a kiss during the first base one. They had to do, I'm not going to go over what they had to do for each little thing, but he really went in there. Then Taylor was her second base, Austin was her third base, and Ace was her fourth base, and their kiss was spicy. Okay? And then we get to Belle-a. And Belle-a is one of the, like, hottest parts / like the biggest parts of this part of the scene, because Miss Christian mingle, actually decides that she's going to kiss the guys. Okay. She decides to kiss the guys, and her first base is Charlie. And when she gets to Charlie, she does kiss him. And Nick is her fourth base, and he's watching. And he's like, oh, and he even says in confessional, oh my God, I wanted to be a first one. I'm like, okay, ill with the purity culture. You literally left her. Why would you think that you would have access to be her first kiss? And literally he was her fourth because he was fourth base. So Taylor was her second base, Ace was her third base, and Nick was her fourth base. And they really got it on. Like, she rode that man. Okay. And he took that opportunity to really touch everything he could touch. Okay. Okay. And honestly, I'm really starting to love Taylor because he's just like so funny. Like, in every little scene, he's doing like something really funny. He's moving his body. He's like, like, he's just, Taylor is really, really growing on me. Okay. But then, and this is where I turn a Huda comes out, is these bombshells come in, Hannah and Amaya, and Hannah picks Austin for first base, Jeremiah for second, Charlie for third, and Nick for fourth. And Amaya, who's the one who ends up causing all these issues with Huda, picks Charlie for first, Nick for second, Ace for third, and Jeremiah for fourth. And she gets her Mac on with Jeremiah, and Huda is literally mean mugging this girl, like literally staring her down. Like the girls are trying to cover her eyes, and she's like pushing their hands away so she can watch, and she's like, I was literally like, you're about to have an aneurysm, girly. You're about to have an aneurysm. Calm down. Okay. And when they get back from this whole game, she ends up talking to the girls, and she's like, okay, I'm not mad at Jeremiah, but this bitch, like, she's not a girl's girl. She's fucking messy. And she's just calling her out of their name and just being so flipping rude about it. She's like, she knows that what me and Jeremiah have. I was like, does she? I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess the bombshells do watch some of it, but also this is a game. And even Shelly tells her, she's like, this is just a game. And Shelly does a confessional. She's like, I don't know what's going on with her, like, but this is just a game. It's not that serious. And honestly, I don't know why she's stressing, because Jeremiah has said multiple times that he's not going anywhere. And he's not, because he already said that he picked you to win with. He's not going anywhere for not for the reasons that we think, but because he said that, like, he's like, oh, I'm just in it to win it. So I think you should be more concerned about that than anything else. But, that's me. That's me. That's like, that would be my thoughts. Honestly, it doesn't make sense why Hood is acting this way, because even the girls, when they came up, like when they left the boys, they tell them that, like, yeah, all the boys said that they were open except for Jeremiah. Jeremiah said that he's not open. So then why are you still mad? Like, you're just like, I don't like when people touch my things. He's not your thing. Like, it's been like, what, 4 days? Maybe 5? Maybe 5. And this is Love Island. You are going to have a hard time, girly. If this gets you pissed off, you are going to have a hard time. Then we get to Bella. Bella-A ends up talking to Nick. They end up having a little chat, and Nick ends up admitting that he's like, yeah, I was like really down bad when you kissed Charlie first. And I was like, you know what? Screw this girl. Like, I'm 8, Sierra's 80 and she's 20. What? This is a purity culture thing. Like, he really felt that he deserved to be her first kiss, and that's the thing that I'm like, Nick, that's gross. That, like, you don't own her, and the thing is, you dumped her basically. Like, you could have stayed in a couple with her, but you dumped her. And then she even says, she's like, oh, so you felt like you had a right to me, but then you also, you did me dirty. Which also, the way she talks, I'm sorry, Belle-a, the way she talks, I like literally can't with this chick. It's so hard to, like, I was like, are you even real? Are you real? But so then Nick ends up being, he's like, yeah, but then I calmed down because then I realized, like, fourth base is the best base. And she's like, yeah, it is. And then he's like, you know what? I would love to, like, do a redo of fourth base. And then they end up making out, like, hardcore in soul ties. She literally says this one thing, but she says it's so funny. She's like, I like that it's you and me in soul ties together. That's special. Oh my God, guys. Is it special? Is it special? Or you just like, I literally, oh God, these people. I was like, Bella, you can do better. You can do better. But now she likes him. Now she likes Nick. And Alondra even told her, she's like, yeah, like you did something good today to Bella. She's like, the thing is, you're like, no, I'm a prize and you can't just, not everyone can just have me, but here's a taste of what you could have. And I do think that was good because honestly, this is Love Island. You're going to need to kiss people. Otherwise, I don't know why you chose this show. There's plenty of other shows where you don't need to be making out with people all the time. Like where not every single challenge is you making out with people. And that's not Love Island. Okay, that's not Love Island. And then he ends up telling her, he was like, I'm closer to making a decision. And then we pan to him and Sierra going off and her being like, oh, I missed you. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Again, I was like, didn't you just tell him you missed him like maybe a few hours ago? Girly, I would get that checked out. I would get that checked out, okay? Because, like, that's unhealthy. And then they end up going to the photo booth and making out. Right after he had just made out, like, had a heavy make out with Bella and Soul Ties. And then they literally end with Nick being like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You do. You do know what to do. Like, I think the end of the day, Nick is not going to pick either of them. He's waiting for somebody else to come through that he's actually very interested in. I don't think Nick is actually very interested in Sierra or Bella-A. I think he's just, like, interested in Bella-A and being, like, her first. He likes the fact that she's, like, quote unquote pure and that she's picking him. And then Sierra, I think he's just very physically attracted to, and he knows he's going to get the physical stuff from her, but he's not interested in either of them. It just rubbed me the wrong way. So now, but then Hannah, who's the new bombshell, she actually likes Charlie. So Charlie, I was feeling a little bad for him. I don't feel bad for men very often, but I felt a little bad for him. So now he has somebody that likes him. And she was saying that like he is her perfect man. I was like, oh, okay, Hannah. Okay, Hannah. And you know how I said, I was like, I really think that they need like a blonde bombshell. She's not the one I was talking about. Just so you guys know, she's not the one. I'm talking about somebody more bombshell. She's pretty, but I'm talking about like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Honestly, Bella-A could be it if she didn't have her language issue, you know? So it can't be her. But that was what was happening. Basically, Huda is Ike Turner. Huda is controlling. Huda coulda, shoulda, woulda taken a lorazepam or something to calm her fuck down. Also, Huda should not be on this show because she's a mother and she's looking for a stepdaddy. And none of these men are looking for that. Jeremiah is going to stick it out with her unless he can find somebody else. But he's going to stick it out with her for now because he's trying to like just stick with someone till the end so that they can be the top couple and win the money. You can't tell me otherwise. You can't tell me otherwise. But that was like, this was a really good episode. I want to know what you think. What do you think about Huda? What do you think about what Jeremiah said to her being a mom? Also him going and tattletelling like literally right away to go tell Bella-A that she's a mom. Okay. We actually didn't get much from Ace in them like this episode, but like, what do you think of the new bombshells and Amaya even after, I forgot to tell you this. Even after Hannah was like, not Hannah, oh my God, I keep on calling Hannah. Even after Huda was like, yeah, you know, me and Jeremiah are like really in it. Like they call us the parents. Nobody calls you the parents. Like you can't convince me otherwise. Nobody calls you the parents. Let's stop trying to make fetch happen. Okay? Okay. But Amaya was like, yeah, I'm still going to try to get to know him. But as she should, okay? They each need to worry about themselves. That's what I think. They each need to worry about themselves. You cannot be so precious about each person. You can't. But I do see in our future some drama between Huda and Amaya, or like I don't know. I don't know if some people are going to catch hands. I hope not. But what did you guys think of this episode? Please let me know in the comments. This is Bits of Banter with Antoinette. And if you like content like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell at the top so you don't miss any Bits of Banter from me because you don't want to miss this Bits of Banter. Okay. I love these little chats of ours. Love you, mean it. Bye.